There's an impressive bridge blast. We go scraping for salt, and dangerous structures are brought to book. All that and more on the Weekend Wrap. Demolition books, particularly those that are educational in nature, are a rare and a precious commodity. So today is an important day as a new book, Dangerous Structure, Emergency Response, is officially launched. Now, I was lucky enough to get an advance copy ahead of an extended and exclusive interview with author Paul Ford, the first civilian to set foot inside the Grenfell Tower after the fire that claimed the lives of more than 70 people. The shadow of Grenfell falls over much of the book. In fact, most of the proceeds from the sale of the book will be going to Grenfell charities. But the remainder will be going to the Mates in Mind mental health charity. Paul Ford himself stands to make absolutely nothing from the book. But there is much more to the book than just Grenfell, the Grenfell fire, and the subsequent response. In addition to providing an invaluable guide for anyone dealing with a dangerous structure, there's also an enjoyable narrative running through the book too. There's a lot of human interest and even some humour as well. Now, as I mentioned, we've recorded an interview with the author Paul Ford of Deconstruct. That video actually dropped on our members-only platform late last week, and thanks to Louise Carney, who has asked me to do it. I've just put a link back into the chat for that members-only platform. But you can now see that interview on demolitionnews.com right now. It's the lead story as we speak. But before you go and watch that, can I urge you to go and buy a copy, or better still, multiple copies. You can order yours using the link in the chat, or if you're watching this on catch-up, you can see it in the description of today's show. Really would urge you. It's a very, very good book. It's a very, very good cause that everyone stands to win by buying a copy. Now, on the subject of COP26, I don't know about you, but I watched part of the opening ceremony yesterday afternoon, and I was struck by two things. The first is that Sir David Attenborough seems to command more respect than all the world leaders combined. The second is that a conference involving world leaders seems to work very differently to those involving actual humans. Much of what I saw yesterday seemed to be different people with different national flags and different accents saying that the world has a climate change problem. I realise that the real work of the conference will take place away from the glare of the media spotlight, but even so, there seemed to be a lot of accepting that the planet has a problem and precious little on what anyone is planning to do about it. Thankfully, it seems while politicians talk, some companies are taking genuine and meaningful action. Yesterday, we brought you the news of how JCB is planning to harness hydrogen fuel to reduce the environmental impact of its equipment. And today, we're going to look at Balfour Beatty, one of the largest and best-known construction and civil engineering contractors in the UK. The company is embarked upon what it describes as a sustainable evolution, and now it has produced a new video to showcase that evolution. Have a look at this.
So welcome to our Sustainable Evolution Showcase. We are here at our plant and fleet depot in Shotts, Scotland. Our Sustainable Showcase hosts a broad range of innovative solutions that we're adapting or trialling, from electric plant to vehicles through to modern methods of construction and simulators to help us get it right first time. I'm now going to take you to speak to Mark, who's going to tell us about digital technology. Hi Mark.
Hello.
Great to see you.
And you?
So what new technology and equipment are we bringing in that's helping us to reduce our carbon emissions?
So there's probably a range of options. We're currently looking at operator training. So we're bringing our operators onto a simulator. It allows them to get all their practice, go through the theory and the training, get used to it before we put them out on site. We don't have machines working whilst they're learning. They're doing the hard yards on the machine. So what Richard's doing here, operating a site and a machine on site remotely, is actually going to become a reality in the not so distant future. So we'll be able to put operators and machines working on site without people having to travel to site. So we get not just machine saving by efficient machines, we get the operator not having to travel, so we get a double benefit on CO2. Technology and data-wise, we've actually introduced JCB LiveLink as our telematics platform of choice. So that's allowed us to bring all OEM data onto a single platform so we can understand operating time, machine idling, fuel usage, CO2 generation, etc. Across all of our project sites. Over the last 12 months, using JCB LiveLink as the platform, we've been able to reduce our machine idling on our sites by 10%. That equates to hundreds of thousands of litres of fuel saved and CO2 emitted across the jobs.
Thanks for that, Mark.
No problem.
I'm just going to take you to Andy and Ewan, who are going to talk about some of our site setups. Hi guys.
Hiya. Hi.
So I'm just joined here by Andy and Ewan. So can you tell me why site setup is so important for reducing our carbon footprint?
Yeah, in terms of site setup, it's really important to reduce fuel consumption, reduce carbon emissions. We need to achieve this by using software, intelligent software that's going to assist with the reduction of carbon emissions and fuel reduction. If we set the standards at the start of the contract, hopefully that should filter through to the end of the contract, to that mindset.
We've now started building these EPC B-rated cabins, which are heavily insulated above what we normally do, which lets us reduce the size of heaters that we need and the size of water heaters, which allows us to reduce the power that's needed to run the cabins. We're also looking at water harvesting, so we would be collecting the water off the gutters on the cabins, and that would be gathered into a harvester, which would then pump it back in to the cabin to flush the toilets. If we do that, that doesn't just reduce the water usage, it also saves trucks coming and delivering water, so that will reduce the carbon footprint as well.
Thanks for that. Right guys, hope you enjoyed our tour today. A big thank you to all the team for getting involved.
Balfour Beatty, like JCB and Sunbelt Rentals, are setting a standard, and thankfully all three are actually big enough to influence the wider supply chain. I've got to admit, I've currently got more faith in a business than I do in Boris Johnson and his cohorts. We all know the type, don't we? The shirkers and malingerers that always seem to have a good reason why they're not at work. They've contracted Dutch elm disease. They're burying their seventh grandmother, or there were leaves on the line, even though they travel by car. But our friends over at the Scaffolder magazine, with the superb title Scaff Mag, may have found the greatest excuse ever for missing a day of work. Are you ready for this? Take a look at this. A boss has been left stunned after a scaffolder claims he can't come into work because his girlfriend hadn't washed his socks. So simple and yet so believable. There's not really much I can add to that, but yeah, apparently dirty socks, good excuse for a day off. Those fine folks at Kobelco have taken the wraps off a new 20-ton class excavator, the SK210 LC-11. Now, I could tell you about it, but why don't I leave that to an expert? Take it away, Wesley.
My name is Wesley Elverding. I'm a product manager and have been with Kobelco for 7 years. Today, the new SK210-11 came in, and I will give you a review about it. Our previous generation were known for their reliability and low fuel consumption. Our machines are made in Japan, so it means it's a quality machine. The SK210-11 is a Stage 5 compliant machine, which makes it an environmentally friendly machine. By using the 3 different work modes, you can choose for high performance or low fuel consumption. Other features we have on the SK210-11 are openable FOBS level 2 structure and LED lights. For more strength, we increase the bucket pin diameter, and we also increase the plate thickness of the side covers and structure. A grommer seat is installed as a standard equipment, which achieves excellent shock absorption and superior operator comfort. One of the most impressive things about this cabin is the automotive style look and feel, jog dial, 10-inch display and DAB+ radio. For safety, this machine is standard equipped with 3 cameras, which give you a 270 degrees eagle-eye view. The combination of all these new features, the well-known Kobelco color, the clean exterior and beautiful operator-based cabin, makes this an absolute top-of-line excavator ready for the future. For more information about this model and all our other models, visit our Kobelco website.
Those fine folks at Controlled Demolition Inc., or CDI to their friends, have been at it again. And this time they have turned their explosive attention to the Pinto Creek Bridge that crosses the Rattlesnake Canyon in Arizona. Here's the clip.
Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5.
If you were here yesterday, you might recall that I promised to share with you an epic film. Well, that time has now come. The film in question really requires no introduction. So let me just say the words salt mine and scrapers. Sit back and feast your eyes on this.
My name is Matt Morley with Wheeler Machinery. I've been a salesman there for about 15 years. Wheeler Machinery, we're located out of Salt Lake City. We've been in business probably 70 years. Service and support is our primary objective and what we believe customers, that's why they choose us. Yeah, so this site, this customer started using these scrapers in tandem as a train. We started the project a year ago. Prior to that, we had done some testing to make sure that it was going to work for this specific site. They do self-load these. We do use GPS system for both of the scrapers to help with the cut, specifically on the salt. The articulated trucks have worked well out here. The hauls can be anywhere from a mile up to 3 or 4 miles. The operators love how comfortable the truck rides with the scrapers behind it. They do some very minimal damage to the haul roads. They've had to probably use less motor graders and road maintenance because of the ground pressure and the distribution of the tires on the haul roads. So overall, it's worked well on the haul roads. Yeah, there was a lot of learning when we first started this project 18 months ago. Salt is a different application and environment than you would typically see in the dirt world. A couple of things we've had to do is some modifications to the bowl to prevent salt from spilling out the sides. We plugged some of the holes up. In addition, we've designed some cutting edges with serrated edges that are different from your typical edge system, which allows them to penetrate the hard salt a lot easier than using a straight edge. In addition, to help keep their material and product clean the way they wanted, we had added some fenders, which K-Tech helped design, and we've been testing, and they've worked great. For us, this has presented a unique opportunity for our environment in that some applications, the better flotation, the six-wheel tractive effort that the articulated truck provides is able to get us into some situations that work optimally for the customer. So I would say that it's opened up new opportunities to serve a customer potentially better. The thing I like most about doing business with K-Tech is their ability to find solutions for problems or challenges we've had. There's been a lot of things that we have learned and they have learned, and we've been able to partner together to find solutions, and hopefully we continue to learn more to where we can improve the application and the system together to ultimately benefit the customers and keep their operating costs low and their production high.